Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to today's Whips, Bits and Chat. It's a bit of a weird one this week. I'll explain more in a few moments. Come on, let's go and see what I got for you today. Okay, so as I said, it's a bit of a weird one. That is because I'm actually recording this on a Wednesday. I have a wedding to go to this coming weekend. So although this will be going up on Sunday, I won't be responding till Monday or maybe even Tuesday once I've sobered up. But yes, I'm still trying to get this video put together as best I can. There's going to be a couple of tease points in there because fingers crossed things will go okay. Right, so first up today we have, of course, got our video roundup. I actually managed to get videos out for you this week. I'm in shock. So the very first video that came up this week was, of course, the Little Bird C2C tutorial. It is this month's account, and you have now got access to a video 1, rows 1 to 20, where I will be showing you how to make this cheeky little cushion cover. Okay, it does and it comes without the border, so you can of course choose which border you like, and you can choose what colour bird you want as well. You don't have to stick to the boring pink and blue. I can't wait to actually see what colours some of you choose. I have had one question of, do I have to stick to those colours, Poppy? And I'm like, no, go mad, have fun. And so yeah, I can't wait to see some of your photos at the end of this week, or maybe next, depending on when you can get to the end of video 1. Please remember to send me the pictures so then I can show everybody your progress as you're working along with the tutorials. Now, if you don't want to work along with the tutorials and you just want to keep going and you don't want to stop when you get to row 20, please remember there is also a written pattern available over on Ravelry for you. That has links to all of the videos in the set, and it means that if you purchase the pattern, you get the quick links and you can cheat, and you can do it all in 1 week if you've got enough time, or if you're that quick. Okay, so I will pop a link up here, and there will also be a link in the description box down below that will take you over to Ravelry for the written pattern. Now, there is also a discount code on this one. When you get to checkout, type in the word bird, okay, capital B-I-R-D, and that will give you a cheeky discount. Go and have a nose, go and see how much I'm giving away for free. I must be insane. But hey, it makes it a lot easier if you do purchase the pattern, because it then means that you don't have to worry about listening and writing all of the information down and getting it in the wrong back to front and in the wrong way, which has happened in the past with a couple of my gorgeous crazies. Yeah, I ain't getting blamed for you writing it down round the wrong way. Got me? The next video up was the yarn swap happy mail, and it was sent from a gorgeous Dinky Crafts and Jennifer. I'm sorry, I call her Dinky all the time. I really should be using her proper name. It's in her channel name now, but no, she'll always be me Dinky. If you want to have a look at what she has sent over, of course the link to that video will be up the top. I haven't played with it yet. If you've seen the video, you'll understand what I mean. If you haven't, you're gonna have to go and have a nose. But yeah, so she sent me that. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you ever so much, darling. The last video up this week was, of course, a book review. It's a bog standard. If I've got them, we get a book review. And I say if I've got them because I borrow them from my local library in batches. I sit there and I go, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one on the list. I'm starting to get a bit low. I've got on to page 6 or 7 now. So I've actually requested a couple. Fingers crossed they purchase them so that we can all have a nose. But yeah, this week's book review was Learn to Crochet, I Love to Crochet by Anne, where are we? Anne Williamston. I think that's it. It's a bit small and I haven't got them new reading glasses that give me migraines anymore. No, Wilkinson. There we go. Yeah, so it's a book by Anne Wilkinson. It's quite a nice one. It's got a couple of little patterns in that you may find interesting. That is up the top there. And you'll also hear my automatic review on it because I can't actually remember what's in it until I rewatch my own video. I record them all in a batch and I get very confused. So it's do the book, make the video, post the video, do the book. You see where I'm going? So I've got a stash of them uploaded. I think I've got 4 left until I have to raid the library again. But anyway, those were the videos this week. Now for something a little different that I wouldn't normally do because I don't normally join in, but have you guys had a nose at our crafty Moo Sarah? Have you? She is doing a beautiful yearly year cow, okay, and it's all based around flowers, and you get to choose said flowers. You get to choose the projects containing flowers, and all you got to do is make something each month and fire her over an email with the image in. But what you have to do is you have to keep going on it. She's got an entire video where she explains it a heck of a lot better than I can, and I of course will link it up here if I have the room, and definitely it will be linked down below in that first section of my information bits, okay? Because I'll be joining in. I've just got to work out what I'm going to do. Okay, I've got 1 flowers. I'm going to send that one in for this month. Okay, I made it last month, but she understands I'm a busy girl. And that was a heck of a project. But yeah, it sounds like an absolutely brilliant cow, and you don't have to do humongous and massive things like that. You can make amigurumis, you could make blankets, you can even go down as far as making a flower, a poppy even. Yeah, I'm gonna add them. She will get a photo of my 400 poppies made this year. I've spent so much time on it, it's only fair. I was going to send it for this month, but that one will go out to her first, so she might get it next month while I make my entry for the month after. But yeah, it sounds like an absolutely brilliant, fun cow, and she's even said something about a prize at the end. But to be honest, I'm doing it because it sounds like fun, and it's hunting for that magic pattern, that one pattern that you really want to make that you maybe hadn't seen. And she's got an entire playlist that she's filling up with all of the tutorials that are available to you on YouTube, and I think there may even be when the items are shown, there'll be links and things to those patterns if they're available. So it's absolutely a brilliant way of showcasing different patterns that are out there for us to have a look at and possibly do if we haven't had a chance to already, or if we hadn't even thought about wanting to do that. So come on, join me and jump over to Sarah's, and make sure of course you hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to her, and have a nose at the entrance video that of course I've got the link up to, and have a look through all of her other videos as well. She's absolutely sweet and lovely, and she's been an avid supporter of my channel for donkey's years. I'm not sure, but I think she may even be one of my first 200. If she wasn't 200, she was definitely before the 1000. That's how long she's been here. It's a miracle she's not gone insane. Or has she? Actually, I'm not cheating because it hasn't been finished. I've still got 2 ends to sew in. Yes, it's this month and I'm not cheating. Now, of course, next week there will be a little video where I explain this a little bit more, and of course I add extra hashtags and add extra links to patterns that I've also tried, and I will send them over to Sarah if she wants them. I've got a few books on my book playlist as well, so of course I will show you the ones that I already have on my shelf, and I will link in that video all of the other ones that contained flowers. Oh, that is going to be one heck of a challenge, just going through going, not that one, not that one, oh that one, not that one, not that one, oh that one. But I'll get it done. Now, a little bit earlier, I said to you about discount codes. Now, as you can see behind me, I'm showing off the Jackie Jumps jumper now. And that one also has a discount code if you choose to purchase the pattern over on Ravelry. Also has video links, shows you how to do each of the stitches that you're going to need, and also talks you through how to create the pattern and how to join it and how to size it for you. So it's a really lovely written pattern, and it's really nice and easy to follow along with. So the discount code for that one is JUMP. So make sure you jump over and grab yourself a 25% discount. This is the only time that this pattern will be at 25%. Any other future discounts, it will only be at 20 or below. Okay, so grab it while you can. Okay, so what have I been crocheting this week? Well, as I said earlier, I've got a wedding that I'm going to at the weekend. So I wanted to make myself a lightweight shawl to go over the dress that I finally bought. I say finally, it took me ages to find it, but I got a dress and now I'm adding a shawl, and it's probably not going to match. It's probably going to look very strange because the dress is brown with white polka dots. Now, I would have done a white shawl to go with this dress for any other occasion, but it's a wedding. You don't wear white to weddings. You can get away with spots, but nothing else. And it makes it even worse that the shawl that I've chosen is actually called the bridal shawl, and it's available over on Yarnspirations, or at least it was when I downloaded it. I'll double check and pop links in the description box if it's still available. It's also free. It's by Aunt Lydia's, and they've got a crochet skill level attached to this one which says intermediate. I've not done many Yarnspirations patterns, and I've never really gone by when someone says it's easy, intermediate, or absolutely psycho hard. Now, this pattern is absolutely beautiful. I am going to just enlarge the photograph on my tablet and bring it up to screen for you, so hopefully you'll be able to see it. There we go. Oh, it's come out nicely and not too many light bounces. So there you go. That is the pattern. Now, when I looked at it, I thought, well, that's simple enough. That's double crochet flowers and some double crochet V-stitches. Read the pattern, Poppy. It's not double crochet. It's double treble crochet. Double treble. I have never done double treble crochet, and when I've finished this pattern, I am never going to do double treble crochet ever again. Double treble crochet, for any of you that don't know, is when you you yarn over your hook 3 times, and you of course hook over and pull through 4. So it gives a very long stacked stitch. It's a beautiful stitch, and once you get it in your head, brilliant. But I would definitely suggest never using a cotton thread that separates as you work. Otherwise you might miss a bit of the stitch and have to go back and redo it. Okay, and that is the issue I had, because I'm using a fingering weight yarn, which is actually one of the ones that I've dyed. And when I hanked it up, I didn't pay attention to the way that it was untwisting. So as I was working through one of the hanks, I was untwisting it as I worked. So it made it a little bit harder for me, she says politely. After flower number 3, I thought, I don't know if I'm enjoying this. Actually, I'm not enjoying it, but the pattern is so beautiful, I'm going to keep going. Thankfully, I'd read the pattern a little bit wrong when it said how many flowers you needed, so I had a happy surprise. I'd been telling people I needed 27 of the flowers. Turned out I only needed 23, so I was celebrating the fact that I'd got to the end of the flowers after 2 days of crocheting them. And when I say 2 days, it's starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and finishing when I can't see it anymore, which is normally about 11:30. So I'm there and I'm stacking up these little flowers. Now the flowers themselves are very, very cute. They're a lot larger than what I thought for some reason, but now looking at the picture, they're about the same size. But as I said, when I first started it, I really wasn't too sure. So this has had no blocking because it isn't finished yet. But let me just get rid of the top layers so that you can see the flowers there. They are meant to do this at the bottom where they don't actually sit straight, which is going to drive me insane. So I'm getting some spray starch and a heavy book, and I will lay these out and I will splat them straight so they stay where they're meant to. Okay, so your first row is a join as you go on the rows on these flowers. Okay, so you make the petals up, and then on the last 2 petals you join to the next, to the previous flower. So I proper got into the swing of that, and I was joining them as I went. Had a couple of issues where I'd forgotten it was a double treble crochet, and I would just do a double, so I had to strip it back. I had another issue where I joined it back to front. So that one, and I sewed in the ends, so I had to cut that one out. I had another one where it was half doubles, double trebles, or half trebles and half double trebles. So that one had to be removed, stripped back and redone. So in total, I've probably made more like 27 of these flowers, but only able to use 23. But I got that first section done in 2 days. Then the next section, I thoroughly enjoyed the next 2 rows. They were just chaining, counting, chain and join, counting, chain and join. I was like, yes, if this is the whole pattern, I'll have it finished in a day. Read the pattern. Next rows. Double treble crochets, V-stitch with a certain amount of chains in between. I'm like, oh, back to them again. And how many rows? So I did those. Then the next one, the next row, it cut down a chain, but I didn't read it properly. I was like, oh, it's the same thing, because the words were bouncing for me. It's dyslexia. So I'd actually read the chain from the row above and the stitch from the stitches I needed from the row below. And I was like, right. And so I'd done a row. I noticed the mistake on the second row and thought, forget it. I am not stripping all that back, because it is a very long pattern. And so I just went, well, fine, next 2 rows I will do what's meant to be said. It's not going to cause, hopefully, a too much issue. It probably will, knowing my luck, but I don't, that's it, I'd lost the will to crochet at that point. So I dropped down the chain that it needed, and now I've had to drop down, I think, another chain for this row. I can't remember, I'm at a loss, my brain's gone to sleep. But what am I on? No, have I just started that row? Where is it? Is it drop down a sizing stitch? Yes, this row I'm enjoying because it's just treble crochet and chains. But I'm actually enjoying this row. Seems strange how just by dropping it down one pull through makes a heck of a lot of difference, and I'm actually looking forward to the next set of repeats, because I think I get to just do a double. I'll tell you what, if that's the case, I'm going to be screaming, I'll have this done soon. Now with this pattern there isn't a tutorial, okay, so it's a little bit harder to follow along with. You are going by the written pattern alone. So of course when it came to finding out what that stitch was, I jumped over to Yarnspiration's YouTube channel, typed in the double treble crochet and managed to find a video where it showed me how to do it. And that's what I do with all my patterns. If there is a channel that's linked to the pattern, that's where I initially go to see if I can find out how to do any of the stitches or techniques that are called for within the written pattern, just to make sure I am actually doing it correctly, because 9 out of 10 times I'm not. Especially when it's something new. But yeah, in total I'm on rows of the actual shawl itself. That's 5, I think. I'm on row 8, or just started row 8, and that's how far it's got. It is growing, don't get me wrong. When I looked at it this morning, I'm like, oh, I done quite a bit yesterday, and it's definitely growing. But that's been now, when did I can't think when I started it. It's 2 days on that. I'm now on to the second day or third day of the double V stitchy chainy section. Fingers crossed I will have it finished by Sunday. We're on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've got 4 days. One of them I've got to travel, and I've still got to go and buy shoes and some other bits and pieces and do stuff like fix nails, stick-ons. I think I'll go stick-ons. It's going to be safer. So yeah, I've still got all that bit to do yet, and I'm thinking, when am I going to fit it in? I planned to do it this morning, but hubby went, stay in bed, girl, I'll take our daughter to school. And then as I was going to go to pick her up, she says, don't worry about it, mum, I'm going to get the bus home. And I'm like, but the shop I want is 200 yards away from your school. I don't see the point in jumping in the car and going shopping in a shop that's just around the corner from her school when she's not at school. So I'm going to have to wait till the morning for that. Fingers crossed. I know she's due in, so it's just a case of fingers crossed I can talk her into letting me give her a lift to school or back. Now that's really strange, because I've been wanting her to get the bus home and the bus to school for the last 2 years, like last year. But hubby's like, well, it still works out cheaper for us to drive her, even with the fuel prices when they were extremely high. Now the prices have dropped down, it's definitely cheaper for me to give her a lift in and out. I still think she should get the bus. Unless I need to go shopping. And another funny thing about the yarn I'm using is it's only mint green. For any of you that don't know, years ago I was making another Pippi Poppycock shawl in a mint green, and I ran out of the yarn because it was purchased from Aldi. So I'd been on a hunt for this Aldi yarn. And one of my beautiful crazies turned around about a year later and went, Aldi have got some in, Aldi have got some in. So we were in lockdown. There was no chance of going to the shop to have a look to colour match. And it said mint green. So I thought, right, I'm going to make sure I've definitely got enough. So I ordered 12 packs of 4 100 grams. Far too much, like a heck of a lot more than what I actually needed. When it arrived, the colour did not match at all in the slightest. Right, so I've still got a stash of this mint green, and I've used it for another top that I managed to offload to a friend. Actually, I've used it for 2 tops and a C2C stripy blanket where I mixed it in with the purple, and I've still got 9 balls of it. I go like that because I can see it hiding in one of my cubes. Now this is the mint green that I ended up having to buy, and that was the original colour. As you can see, the colour difference is immense, so there was absolutely no way I could have used that on that shawl. So of course I hate mint green. I've hated it for ages, and when I dyed this yarn originally, it's the one from the video with the glass jars. and I'd done a very light fade set. Absolutely loved it, thought it would be brilliant, and I had this shawl pattern in mind, but I had this in mind for the bride. Now the bride, it turns out that the bride's got a very long veil and she doesn't really want anything extra to carry around for the day. So I was like, okay, I won't make it for you, I'll make it for me. And so I went back and I over-dyed the yarn to make it a darker green, and I did it all at the same time. And so now it all nearly matches. There's a slight difference between some of them, but they all pretty much are the same shade of mint green. Oh well, it's done. It's mint green. And will mint green go with brown? Only time will tell. But like this, if I make it and I really don't like it, and as in it doesn't work with the top, it won't be getting used. But I will still show you what it looks like at the end, and you never know, I'll probably pop it up for sale. Someone's going to like mint green, surely. Right, we don't have any photographs this week. I will be honest, I haven't done a mega deep dive for any. I will do that for next weekend. Now remember, if you do have any photographs of any of the projects from this channel that you would like to show off, even a part made, remember to send me a photograph. My email information is in the description box down below, and also if you're over on Facebook, why not join the Facebook group? That way you can post up your image there and I can have a cheeky nose and grab it from there to then use in a future Whips, Bits and Chat. And of course, if you're over on Instagram, don't forget to tag me in your photos, because otherwise I won't see them. Right, that is it for me for today. I will see you all really soon. So please remember, stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody.